solving these questions over and over again, that's the real reason I would normally run into a rut. But unlike this selection that I need to submit immediately, there was no chance that I look back because it's not about me actually being not ready to like Americans. No. But the problem is, what? I don't feel like solving them. That's the real the problem. If there was a no wheel, then there was no chance I would actually, what, make a sound choice. Even if you're a real American, you need to at least see it. You know what? As those people who've been tracking my pupils can read that my eyes would never actually reach the bottom line of it. I would actually simply jump to a conclusion by reading the first cue of them. I'm not lying. I would normally be that reckless person if I don't like to do anything like that. That's really the thing. And I'm not actually spending, a greater amount of time than any other New Yorker. I'm not lying. Helium Paint is offering discounts on some of its most popular products until the end of the month. I know discounts. I am actually very much aware of it, but I was skeptical. Even if you're actually saying the travels are being blocked, it's never been an excuse. Can I actually from now on, if I ever actually run into that problem, then I will explain it. Oh, you know what? I know this in American rules would be alerts. I know it, but I'm not really so sure how ESL would actually designate this case. I'm not really so sure. No, it's really easy. I'm already perfect. You usually know I'm already perfect. It's really easy. It's really, really easy. Background, no. Circumstance, no. Suitability, agility, fitness. CEO felt the company's mission was unclear. New one. It's really easy. I'm extremely great with it. 너 프로포지션 정말 자신 있어요. 일부러 여기 다 적어줄 수 있어요. 여기 보기에 이거는 뭐가 써야 되는지 다 적어줄 수 있어요. Normally approval for be approved of. 다 적어줄 수 있어요. No, never been difficult. The council members decide to institute weekend hours of public clinic to make them more accessible. Too. It's really easy. Persistent, no healthy instruction. No, it's really easy. Healthy for persistent and instruction for. It's really easy. I'm extremely great. The marketing strategy Candice is currently working on will help further improve. Help 있으니까 improve 되겠죠. All employees at the Kane Company must comply with the rules and regulations public in section. 강아지 진짜 감사하다. 진짜 착하신 거. 얼굴도 예쁘지. 저번부터 한. I'm actually very thankful for this cashier lady. She was really nice, and I saw this clerk many years ago. I've already actually met her before, and she was extremely nice and generous to accept this bizarre, quirky request to keep and take care of this booklet for a while. Section 7 of the Employee Handbook. Yeah, normally the chapter 2 in the section in the handbook, or chapter 2 of the employee handbook, you can actually say that there is no way. I mean, you can actually even say that tell the truth. But normally, when you actually say that in section 7 in the book, and all of the book, I've heard about the chapter 2 of the employee book. Clear and transparent communication between staff members is necessary for small and large companies alike, for sure. Several committee members requested the meeting minutes will be sent, but the things requested be sent. Terrible should fill out application form for a visa by themselves. No, I know visas can be countable for sure. I never actually not knew that. Our experienced career counselor will advise you on how to succeed in most rewarding careers for sure. It's really easy. I'm already perfect. I don't need your help. Most noticeably, most necessary. You'll need to bring paperwork. Most ultimately doesn't make sense. Most notably, narrowly, hopefully. Most notably, that means what they mean to your attention at its level, highest level. At its max. Office accident can be prevented. The new shopping center along the waterfront is the business in the entire city receiving. It's really easy. Employees eligible for pay raises should also consider applying for receiving. The best chocolate cake is particularly made of a high quality chocolate with other extraneous ingredients to and capped to a minimum. Oh. I'm already fine. No, never been a particularly as a bee. No, it's really not true. You know what? Let me actually repeat this message once more. Those people out there who would actually be really suspicious of my performance, me being actually informed of any type of referential pieces of advice ahead of time, put that aside and risk that aside because that would be not relevant to my current situation. I'm not creeping off someone else's ideas. I was never being touched by someone who could actually deliver persuasive voice into my ears. No, to me, no one conveys or deliver any message to me. It's really fine. I'm not lying. Have you actually noticed that? It's really easy. Yeah. The best chocolate cake is, particularly made of high quality chocolate with other extraneous, which you are kept to a minimum. That means extraneous ingredients are used with their minimum participation. I'm not lesser than other people. That's really ridiculous. I know better than other people. I'm actually extremely great with it. 저 남들보다 더 많이 알아요. Less가 아니죠. 이게 4예요? I'm not lesser than them. The number at ease. It's really easy. It is expected. Come by your office to repair the, look into, inquire about, correct and rectify repair. In order to, the hand of paper forms of new president was formally the chief committed to developing. I personally use a comedian a lot. That's really a bullshit. I'm not lying. I didn't really see that. Those people who are actually arguing, I'm actually second to anyone else. That's really a ridiculous argument. I didn't really see this. Because you know what? If you are constantly solving the question, there could be such a disruptive mode. You don't really actually see what's been there. You just really wanted to actually, minimize this pain of spending a lot of time. You only saw the two. Oh, you should have actually seen this one. I mean, in this spot, there was no chance of me running into that kind of stupid problems because everything can be presentable at one glance. You don't really need to actually look deeper into. No, everything can be read. You know what? Unlike those non-native readers, I can read it really fast. Yeah, it's really easy. Throughout, no, within the next. Within. A Radwood City will open a new Japanese career training facility within the next 2 weeks. Throughout, no. Within. After 3 weeks of a lengthy negotiation, finalized. Yeah, it should never be like this because this is a company. Finalized. Although the chairman of the board decided on his stand on the issue, the fundamental cause of the problem is actually debatable, still arguable. Contentious. It's very easy. Contentious. That's still, disputable. That's a very great word. Communication between. It's really easy. I'm not lesser than them. I'm not lesser than other people. That's really ridiculous. You can actually ask a Frederick's mother. Because you know what? I was never been deceitful of anyone else. I was never been actually relying on a cheating or even fraudulent or even, conniving method that would be designed to pull the wool over other people's eyes or trying to, play a dirty trick. No. Yeah, 4. by the employer from the employee potential prospect. 이렇게 돼 있어요. 너무 쉬워요. For the potential employment by the employer from the potential prospect applicant. 내가 얼마나 완벽하게 하는데 자꾸만 뻥치시네. Encourage to take the subway. Rather than to reduce costs, all employees encouraged to take the subway instead of use. 이렇게 되니까 안 되겠고, 그리고 instead of using 이렇게 되니까 안 되고. It's really bizarre. I want to actually say that but is a better, right? But use a company vehicle for travel within the city. Okay. But is really the absolute choice, right? But. The eagerly anticipated opening of the museum will draw customers to this cultural attraction in the city. Harvard Consulting in New York is seeking. 알겠어. 엄마 잠깐만. Motivation. Seeking motivated. No. Professional. Oh, okay. Motivated. And enthused. Highly motivated professional. Because this is a professional. 여기 있으니까 highly motivated. I'm already perfect. I don't really need to be taught by you. Clark Anderson, attorney and law, is always ready to provide it to client. Ready and poised. I don't really need to be taught by someone like Kim Ji-young. I don't really need to actually be dwarfed and eclipsed by this type of knowledge. Possessed by her. I don't really need to. Successfully. Elevated, you need to have adverb, right? It's really easy. I'm not lesser than other. Ms. Warren, the president of Ventura, presided over at the committee meeting and debate at noon. Oh, you can actually say that. I actually read in a book, preside. It's just like the reside. You can actually say that. There is a part of it. Respectively. No, I actually I found it in a dictionary. No, don't worry. In a deck, it says that normally preside over is really the case. Without actually looking into anything, I actually self-rectified that in case you think they're going to be wrong. But I already actually knew this. But that's really the reason I decided to stay into follow-up to literally eradicate this unnecessary suspicions that I was ignoring of the uselessly preside over. That's ridiculous. I'm more than happy to be tested for those kind of proposition. It's really easy. Relocate to. Yeah. Failure will also foreign documents will render the agreement invalid. Please find a copy of essential total building costs detailing the project proposal enclosed in this letter and enclosed in this letter. Enclosed in this letter. Stock Graphic is a full-service design. Printing company. Printing service. Due to fierce competition. It's really easy. Although questions were raised about changes to the company's benefit plan, they were not addressed. That means mentioned. That means they're not answered. It's really easy. I'm not lesser than someone like Kim Ji-young. In order to determine your eligibility for retirement, provided. Let me actually have a lunch break. Thank you so much. This is really the easiest one that I've ever actually done this. I don't really need to. This is not really a brain science that I have to think twice about. It's very easy. Thank you. 자, 이거 좀 올릴게요. 저는 프레드릭 어머니한테 보여주고 싶어요. 전 프로포지션 아주 잘 알아요. 그것만 테스트 받고 싶어요. 그것만 문제집 있으면 사고 싶어요. 프로포지션. 한국어보다 더 문법 잘 알아요. 프로포지션 문제집 사고 싶어요. 그런 거